Yo, what is up, people? My name is Tyler Potts, and welcome back to day 3 of the challenge 100 Days of Code. In this video, we are going to be creating a quiz. We're gonna be pulling from a JSON API, which is it's local on my machine, but you can apply this to live surfs and stuff. If you want me to build a surfer one time out of PHP or similar, like Node.js or something, so we can do a live demonstration of creating it. So we can create a backend where you add stuff. Let me know. That would be a completely different tutorial. But for now, we're going to create a simple quiz. It's going to be graphically basic. I'm not going to focus too much on the CSS and HTML sort of structure. It's going to be more primarily JavaScript focus because it's more about the learning curve and the object-oriented programming and stuff like that. To go into that, obviously the officials will be basic, but I'll try to make it as pretty as possible from my slight design knowledge. Okay, guys. Well, thank you for tuning in anyway, and let's get into the code.
Okay guys, welcome to the code section of this video, other than my face. I have gone ahead and already created the index, the HTML and the CSS, just because I want to primarily focus on the JavaScript, as I said. Everything is very basic. All this code will be in GitHub, so if you feel like you're getting lost because we didn't go through this, then I apologize, but I'm going to go through this HTML first, and then we'll go through the CSS just slightly. So I created a containing wrapper called quiz with the class of quiz, and then a wrapper of question, because each question will get pasted in here. Paste. And then the next one is the title of the question with an ID of title, so we can grab this in the JavaScript. Here is the question answer, so we're going to add all the selectable answers in here in radio button, so input radio button, so we can select one answer. It's a single answer question actions, so this is where we have the action button, which is we don't even need a wrapper for that, to be honest. We can just we've already created it in the CSS, we'll leave it there. Sorry, my bad, I'm going on one again. Okay, so that is the basic structure of the HTML, and we've also included our script down here, and include our CSS, which is in here. CSS main.min.css, which is getting compiled from our Sass. We are using Sass, and it's using a pre-compiler. My extensions are here, so you can see all my extensions for VS Code, just in case you wanted to know, and the themes I'm using with the icon theme as well in a material, Google material. And now let's go on to CSS. So we've created a basic body style with a margin of 0 that just basically removes the margin, and a background of F3, 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 which is a really light grey. And then we've styled the quiz class with a flexbox, which is just centering all the content. The question is setting the question of width 600, so it has a width. The answers are here with the label, so some styling on label, and then some if it's correct or if it's incorrect, and then some actions to apply to the actions. And this is what it looks like without anything in it. And now to create a quiz, we're using a JSON file which I created. So we're going to be making a XML HTTP request to so a GET request to this JSON file, which is local, but you can use this from external surface or an API or anything you like, where it'll be questions with the array of answers. So this set up really simply, so it has questions, an array of different questions, so this is one question, this another question, and so on. And in this question we have a question ID, so we can check which question we are on. We have a question, we have the question, we'll call this the title, and then we'll also create, so we're going to do some cacao, so we're going to have ID and then ID in there, ID and then answer, or so this answers and then that's the answer, and then this is the correct answer. So the correct answer for this one is 0, so on. So we're going to quickly go down here and change that to ID, because it makes more sense to name them what they should actually be. I did notice this when I was building it, I wasn't really naming them correctly. I'm not very good at naming things. And there's title, and this is ID, and this is answer ID and answer ID. And there we go. So that is all of those set up. Yep, that's it. So that's just a JSON, so that's the structure we'll be using. I'm going to close the main class for now because we should not need it for this. And let's crack on. So first we need to create a few variables. So we're going to say let questions, and that's just a global variable for questions, so we can store the questions in there, what we get from the JSON array, or the JSON. We're going to do questions count, so we know how many questions there are. We're going to say questions, so question or current question. So this is going to tell us what question we are currently on in the array of questions. And then we also need to now get title. So let's let question title element, or we're just going to do question title lm is equal to document dot get element by ID, and this title. So that gets that. We also need to get the action button, which is action underscore button, which is in here, action button, and the answer. So in between these, we're going to say let answers lm equal document dot get element by ID, and that is answer. So we, oh hello, what am I doing there? So that is those sorted. So that should be our main stuff done there. The first thing we want to do is get the data from questions, the questions JSON. So first we want to create a request, but we're going to do this in function. We're going to create a function called get question. Oh, that's not get questions. And there we go. So here's the get questions. And to get the questions, we're going to do, we'll say let or HTTP, we're going to say request, I like using request better, is equal to new XML HTTP request. There you go. And now we're going to say request dot on ready state change is equal to a function. And on here we're going to say if this dot ready state is equal to 4, I believe, and this dot status is equal to 200. We're going to first get the questions and set, so we'll go in the global variable code there, and we're going to set that equal to JSON.parse. So JSON, so this is how you manipulate JSON. You could do JSON.parse, which converts a string to JSON, or you could do JSON.stringify, which converts JSON object to a string, a JSON string. So we're going to do JSON.parse. We want to take, because when we get this request from the URL, it's going to become through as a string. So we're going to JSON.parse, and we're going to say this dot response text, and then we say dot questions on the end, so we're going to get the actual questions, because in here it's dot questions there. Okay, so that's how we get that. So we have set that, and then we're going to also log the questions just for testing purposes. But this isn't it. We need to now actually open the request. So we've got to go request.open. So what we do in here is we set the method, which could be get, it could be a post request, or it could be loads of other requests, but get is the one we're using for this tutorial. We're going to use get, and then we're going to say / questions.json. So this is just showing the relative path to this, so / JSON. So from index, it's just / JSON to questions. So from our URL, it would just be questions.json. And there you go. So that's what it is going to return to us, but we're going to go back. And and we're going to go here and we're going to set this to false, so it says asynchronous. So we don't actually want this to be asynchronous because we want it to wait until this is run and then set it. It shouldn't take too long because it's only a small thing. Sometimes you do like it asynchronous and it's beneficial, but for me I prefer not using it for these type of tutorials. Request.send is now we're sending the request, so this actually calls the request and this will send and function this, and now we will get this and that should return. Now we need to call this function because else if we don't it's not going to run. So we go get questions and call it just after that, just for now, and boom, there we go. See that is all our questions there. We also need to now go questions count is equal to questions dot length. So this dot length gets us the length of the array which we are passing through, which is questions. And now set the count, and then the current question is equal to 0 because that is the current question. We'll start at 0. So that is those, and that is that done. We could call this from other things, but we're going to let it call straight from the. We're going to set a little thing called initialization. So this is just what we do to start off our thing. So now we've got the questions, we need to create a display from. So we're going to create a function called display questions, but this, or display question, and this is going to take in a variable called question. So we're going to be able to pass through certain questions. So we're actually going to pass through each question depending on the current question we are on. So down here underneath get questions, we're also going to do, so once get questions from, we're going to do display question, and we're going to get current question. And basically, oh no, sorry, we need to actually close that. We need to go questions, and then we need to paste in the current question. So this here, so this little thing here, so this says in the questions array, find the index of the current question. So this is passing us the index, which is 0, which will think it says undefined now, but that's because it doesn't know what this is yet. It doesn't know that it's JSON. And now if we go in here and we just log question, see if it's question, see if it's working. There you go. There is our question and the answers and all the things will come with it. Goodies will come with it. So that's working nicely. So now there's a few things we actually have to do in here. So now we've got the questions, we need to actually create elements to put in there. And as you see, at the minute we've got answers, so we need to get the answers. So we need to go. So actually, a good thing to first do is go answer.element.inner HTML is equal to nothing. So we want to set, so in case so when we go to the next question and stuff, we want to make sure we're setting this to nothing, because else we're going to append. So if we started adding stuff to it, it would start adding more. So if we loaded, let's say 3 items in here in like a little display here, and then we loaded and then we submitted and went to the next question, it will then load another 3 instead of clearing it and displaying the ones we need. It will display 6 then, because there would be more questions. So where are we? So we've got the answers and we're setting that to nothing. Next up we need to actually get each, so for each answer, so if we go question dot answers dot for each, and then we're going to use an arrow function, we're going to say answer, we're going to say log answer, because we're just again testing, it's always good. So we've got answer of yes and answer of no with their IDs, so that is good. So for each one of these we want to create some elements. So we want to go let label equal document dot create element, and we're going to say label, and then we're going to say label. Do we have anything? We don't even need anything for the label for now, but we will do later. We're going to say let and then we're going to say let answer element, so the answer element equal to document dot create element. As usual, we're going to be using this quite a lot, and we're going to say input, because this is going to be the input. Actually, we're going to actually rename that to input, answer input. I'm going to say answer input dot. Oh, sorry, I had to yawn there. So answer input dot. What we got here? So we got to get dot type, we're going to do dot set attribute, and we're going to say type, and we're going to set it to radio, and then we're going to say name. So we're going to set the name to answer, and then we're going to set value to, and now this is where the ID comes in. We're going to say value, we're going to say answer.id, because that's going to set the ID for this from answer to this, and then we're going to say answer input dot class list dot add, and then we're going to add a class of what are we going to add? It's going to be answer. Yeah, that sounds fair to me. We don't have anything in there called answers, do we? In there? No. So actually, no, we're going to do answer because it makes it easier for me in the long run. And now we're also going to say let answer title, or answer, whatever you want to call it, called document dot create text node, and we're going to create a text, and this is going to be answer dot answer. Am I correct? So if I go to questions, so it'll be answers, answer. So for each answer, yeah. So that's correct. So we're getting the answer, and we're getting the answer from the answer, which makes loads of sense. And now we're going to go label dot append child, and we're going to say answer input, and then we're also going to say append child answer title. So now, and now we have to go, we actually have to get the answers elim dot append child, and we have to append a label. So this is going to get our answers. As you can see, we now have two answers. If we inspect each one of these, so this one, we've got a label with the input inside of it, with the radio of, with the name of answer, value set to 0 because yes is equal to 0. If we go to here, this one's set to 1, and the class of answer. So that's how that works. We also need to go up here actually, and we need to go, we're going to do this before this, we're going to say answer title, that's already set up here, correct? Or is it not? Question title, no, we need question title element, my bad. I'm going to say dot inner HTML is equal to nothing, so again we have to set that to that, and then if we go question title dot elim dot append, we need to create, so let question title equal document dot create text node, and we're going to pass in question dot title. I believe that's how we've done it now. Yep, question dot title. And now, we've got to change that, so that's not right. Document. Okay, next up, now we've got to go question title, no, questions title element dot append child question. My typing is terrible tonight. Question title. So now, boom. So now we've got the question title there. Yes and no. So to show you this work, let's say if we wanted the next question, so we set that to that. Boom, we've got the second question, and if we go for the third question, there it is. And by the way, as you see, I was saying third, but I've put 2 there because the array of questions starts from 0. So indexing in JavaScript from the arrays starts from 0. So this would be 0, 1, and 2 for each question in the array for the index. But we do want to start from 0 because we want this to be 0. So do you like my tutorials? Of course I do. Submit. Nothing happens. We need to set that up. Of course we do. So now we've got each answer, and we've got it displaying to the screen depending on which question we pass through. Now we want to create a event listener. So now we want to get that button we created. So it's called action button.add event listener. And we're going to say click, so we want to check for click, and we want to say function. And inside this function, we are going to say, so I thought I had my son moving upstairs. We're going to say we're going to get, so now if we do this, we need to actually get something. We're going to say let answers equal document or document dot get elements by class name. I'm going to say answer. And now I just want to log the answers because I want to see what it returns. If we go here, we go to console, we click submit, we have a HTML collection of 2, which is the first input and the second input. Perfect, that is what we wanted. So now we want to see, so we want to say, oh, actually, before we do something, I actually want to quickly, actually no, we'll do that last. So now I want to say if, no, oh, actually, we want to create a for loop. So we want to say let I equal 0. So where I is equal to 0, we want to say I. If I is less than answers dot length, so we're checking if I is less than the answers array dot length. So we have 2 in there from this first thing. We want to go I plus plus, so we're going to increment I and then do anything in this function, and then it's going to loop back through until I is less or more than answers, or until this condition here is incorrect. So I want to say for let I equal to 0 and I is less than answers dot length I plus plus, we want to say answers, no, we'll say if answer or answers I. So actually let's set that as answer. Let's go let answer equal answers I, just so it's easier to read. So we're going to say answer dot selected, or is it get attribute? Okay guys, so I've just had to quickly refresh my memory, re-jog my memory. It always happens. Google is your best friend, but it is .checked, not .selected. That is a completely different language. So answer .checked now display answers. So now let's see if we click no and we click submit, that gives us the no burn. If we click yes and we hit submit, that gives us the yes burn. So now we've checked. If it's checked, we want to say, oh, sorry, my heart had a little thing there. So now we want to say, so if answer checked and answer dot value is equal to, so question, so somehow we need to check answer dot value if it's equal to this questions dot correct. So how do we do this? So I guess it's the same way how we got the last one. So it would be, so let's go here, say let question equal questions dot current question. There we go. So now if we go question dot correct, and then we want to say answer dot class list dot add, and we're going to say correct. Else, actually no, we don't want an else, we just want that. So if we click yes and we click submit, nothing happened. Why? So answer checked and answer dot value. So let's quickly here, let's log a few things so we know what we'll go up against. Log answer dot value, and we also want to log question dot correct, and we just want to make sure this isn't being called in multiple places up here. So there's no global thing called question, right? No. Okay, now let's have a look. So if I click yes and click submit, 0010. So this one here returns true, whichever that first one was, which is the one I've selected, that would return true. If I click no, and it returns the same thing, because obviously we're checking for the same thing. So we are checking if answer is equal to question correct and answer dot checked. So if the answer is checked and the answer dot value is equal to question correct, we add that. Add answer dot class list dot add correct log correct. Let's see what that does. Let's see if it logs correct. So if I click yes, because this is the correct answer, correct. So that just run, and that is correct. So but this is not running. Can we log answer quickly? If I click that and I click submit, so class answer and correct. Oh, we don't want to add it to that. We want to go dot parent node. So it'll be bam. Because we want to add it to the label because that's where our styling is coming from. So now if we go correct and we click submit, that is correct. And we want to. So bam. We actually want to add a class to this called, no, we want to add another button. We want to call this next question and we want to say hide. And this will be next button. That's the action button. I would rename that to submit button because that would be useful, but for now we'll stick with this. In the main.sass we also need to add that .hide. I'm going to add this to the bottom because I like adding my hide. We'll go display none. So now if it, once this is ran as well, we want to go then let next button equal document dot get element by ID, and we want to say that is equal to, what are we saying, that is equal to next underscore button, and we want to say next underscore button dot add class, no, dot class list dot add, and we want to say, no, we don't remove, we want to remove hide. So now if we click yes and we hit that, so next question is now there. We want to hide and we want to say action button. Can we do, I don't know if this will work. I don't think this is equal to HTML, maybe. Dot add. So we go in here and we hit submit. Boom, there we go. So that works. So correct. So that is that. So that is correct. So we got the correct answer. But now, if we refresh and we click no and we click submit, it doesn't tell us what we got. We also want to go. We also want to go after that is all run. We'll go answer dot disabled is equal to true. I believe that should sell it as disabled for the answers, just so we don't have to keep we can't switch. We want to go else if answer dot checked and answer dot value is not equal to this one here. Want to grab that and we want to go incorrect, and we'll log too because I like adding a little log sometimes, although it's completely pointless at this stage. So now if we click no and we click submit, and that's the wrong answer, that is wrong, and also I've changed it so you can't go back on the question. We also want to create a score called let score equal 0, and every time we get a question correct, I want to say score plus plus plus. So let's remove our logs because we know that works. Answer is equal to disable, and that next to hide. So now if we click yes and we click submit, that's correct. Now if we go next question, that does nothing. So now we actually need to get the next button one. Go down here and go next button dot add event listener of click, and we'll go to function, and we want to say in here when we click on next question we want to do display question, and we want to say we've got to pass through the questions with the current question, but we actually want to go here and we want to go current question is plus plus. But we also want to check something. But we'll do the checks last because we'll wait until we get an error. So if we click yes and we click submit, boom, oh no, we go next question. Here is the next question. We go Lex, we get it wrong, next, and that did nothing. Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. So then when we hit next question, we have to do this again. So this, but this will be action button. Because then now unhide, that'll swap the buttons rolls around. So if we go yes, we get the first one right, correct. Next question, that's back to submit. Now if we go let, click submit, that is the wrong question. We go next question. Now we're here, so now what is the real answer? It is add, right, that's right, or array. Now we click submit, that is correct. We go next question, we get an error because we go to the next question, but current question can't actually do that. So now we actually have to go if, so we go if current question is more than or less than or is equal to, oh sorry, my bad, I yawned, it's really bad. So if we go if current question is equal to, where is it up here? It's question count, questions count. I just want to log quickly. I want to say question count reached, just so we could do a check. So let's go back through. Let's run through it. Yes, submit, next, const, next, yep. Array.push, submit, next, question count reached, and it brings us here. So if question count reached, we want to, so we're going to add a return because we don't want to do any of the stuff underneath. We want to go, we want to create a new, we want to add questions. We want to go dot or dot score, and we want to say you scored, and then we will add a span with the ID of score, and then we'll append it to that. So let's go in here and let's get that. So, oh, and we want to add hide to this, by the way, because we don't want that to be visible straight away. And then if that's there, so we want to go let score equal document dot get element by ID score. Oh god, score dot inner HTML is equal to score out of, oh we need to add a plus, score out of, and then what is it? We literally just questions count, because we only get 1 point per question, so that should be correct. And then we want to go, we want to get, we want to ID equal to scores, and I want to say ID equal to question element, just because I feel like if I use question somewhere else, and maybe not, we'll use question and then scores, and we're going to say document dot get element by ID, and we're going to say question dot class list dot add hide, because we want to hide that. We want to come here, we're going to say score, and we want to remove that, and then we're going to return from the function so it doesn't continue running. So do you like my tutorial? Yes. Woo, we got it right. Let, oh we got it wrong. Next. Okay, push, submit. Okay, next question. Score is not defined. 75, where are we? 75, let's score. Why did we do that? We could just do that. Document dot get element by ID score, scores. Of course it is. No, it is score, right? So score, scores. ID is equal to score, so that will set that. And scores is there. Can we try that again? Do you like my tutorial? Yes. Submit. 1 second actually. Boom. They need to be above that because that is not available yet, because this is not, it's actually hidden, and I'm pretty sure that means it's hidden from the DOM as well, so you can't actually change it. So do you like my tutorial? Yes. Submit. Next. Let, oh no. Push. Submit. Next question. You scored 2 out of 3. Boom, there we go. So now let's refresh again. Let's go yes, because I love my tutorials. Submit. Next question. Push. Boom, baby. 3 out of 3. All I'm saying is I'm a pro at this. So that, I'm pretty sure we've covered everything. I feel like I missed out some like error checks or something somewhere to check if something can error. But I'm pretty sure that is pretty solid. So now if we go to the questions array as well, and we go here and we grab that and we create another question and we say ID of form, we're going to say another question because that's a brilliant question. I'm just going to have 2 answers for this. Actually, no, we'll go for 4. I'm going to say pick me. No, pick me. And first I'm just going to say please pick me. Please pick me. Oh, whoops, my bad. Accidentally added another answer there. And did we say we're going to add another one here? Let's go there and go boom. And say number 3. I'm going to say definitely pick me. And we're going to say the correct answer is equal to 3 on this one. So now if we come back and we blaze for our tutorial, next, const, submit, push, and there you go, another question appears. So now we can go, no, pick me. He says no, pick me. Ah, damn it, it's 3 out of 4. So it's dynamic, it works, and that is our tutorial today, people. I hope you enjoyed. I really enjoyed making this one. This one was loads of fun. I know I skipped out on the CSS and the HTML a little, but I kind of want you to know HTML and CSS before you come to me, because I'm not there's not a topic I really want to go over. I feel like there's so many people who have done it so much over YouTube, and people are a lot better for me. I get people have done a lot of JavaScript tutorials too, and there are a lot of people who are better for me as well at doing that, but I'm trying to add my own unique spin, just maybe my own unique personality to the mix of these things. If you made it to the end, please comment what we got around me. Something crazy. Thomas the Tank Engine. That's my son's toys in front of me, as you can tell. And let me know if you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you want to see in the next video. So this one was a quiz. Maybe you want to see server-side stuff, or maybe you want to see PHP API, like a REST API, or anything like that. Please let me know. If I've missed anything out and you feel like I've missed anything out in here and I did something wrong or anything, please let me know. I really do need feedback. I'm obviously still, I've been doing web development for about 8 years, but I've only done it professionally for 2 years. So I'm self-taught up until 2 years, where I've been taught off for people like my colleagues and stuff how to do things properly. JavaScript is more of my self-taught language, so again, a lot of this is kind of experimental code again, but again, it all teaches you guys new things, you learn new things, you know how to do things. And by the way, if someone asks me why I use XML and not fetch or one of the new ones, I don't know, recently I've been using XML instead of request or fetch or Ajax or anything like that. But if you want to see Ajax or fetch tutorial or anything, let me know. I guess we'll have to add some crazy spin on it to make it a bit more fun instead of just, because that would be a really short video. But anyway, let's end there. So this is our lovely designed, beautiful designed. I don't think it's that bad actually. God damn. This is my design skills for people. But anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a thumbs up. If you really enjoyed the video and you want to see more, smash that subscribe button. We're growing so quickly recently, and I thank you all very much. You're all amazing. Thank you for taking your time to watch this video, and peace out.